は守る。呼吸し集中せよ。
She said she could go home at last. The wind is as fine today as it was then. I think you could do what she did. You know, that girl. What was her name? Dragon names are so hard to remember. Are you drunk? I've been here longer than you and there was never any door. If I jumped first, I wouldn't be able to watch you now, would I? If you haven't died before, how do you know it's such a big deal? Like I said, a good wind is blowing. Don't worry and leave the rest to Kain.
じゃあね。
As I said, the wind is good today. You're the second person to come here. Consider it an honor. A terrible flirt, just terrible. The name was... I'm not sure what he said actually. Just that he came from Alkir. Doesn't really matter. Let's focus on getting you to the castle so you can speak with that girl. It's safe here, which is another word for boring. Wouldn't you rather do something more interesting? Don't worry, dragon or not, the girl won't eat you. Probably. As long as you don't provoke her. Half-dragon, still counts. She's not so different from you where it counts, so you needn't worry.
Oh! Are you a friend of Arta's? Pleased to meet you as well. My name is Arisa. I do hope Aisha wasn't rude to you. Despite all that, she's really very affectionate. And she gets lonely easily. When I wake up, she's often crept into my lap. You seem like a kind person, so please try to humor her. Oh, yes, I've been rambling, haven't I? Pardon me. It's strange, but somehow I feel as though this isn't the first time I've met you. Well, please take this as a memento. You're probably so cold here after all. I sense the soul of a dragon about you. Would you like me to turn that soul into power? Because I'd like to help you if I can, as a dear friend. Excellent. Please tell me when you're ready then.
Nani?
I've never met him in person. My mother said that armored statue in Central area depicts him. Once, when I was a child, I wanted to find my father, so I tried going outside. But, that's not a pleasant memory. Men in Myr have long fought with dragons. He was a very passionate man. He called himself Hijalti when he first came here, but he seemed to have a new name each time he appeared thereafter. I think he stopped coming after Aisha clawed him especially badly. They never got along. Aisha came here when I was a child. She was much smaller and more docile back then. Now she's only that way when no one else is watching.
もう行かなきゃ。
この人、何かを探しているの？
She went to look for her worthless excuse of a father once. Couldn't find a trace of him. It took a few hundred years until she came back. She had to hide for all that time until the wind was right again. It's a rare event. You were truly fortunate to have such an opportunity. That statue in the central area is him. Or his human form, I should say. Either way, oblivion take the old bastard, I say. What a pitiable state she's in, locked deep in a castle all alone. But don't get any bright ideas. I brought you here to give that girl someone to talk to, not to meddle in other people's business. The most troublesome spirit of all, and the stingiest. If he shortchanges you, tell me. I'll roll him around until he apologizes.
じゃあね。
何か手伝えるか？
Yes, Khajiit is Khajiit, although Khajiit does not remember much else. Khajiit does not remember a name, but must have been a handsome and clever thief, or a mighty warrior, or perhaps a great wizard. Khajiit remembers glorious battles against Argonia, unless perhaps Khajiit only reads about them in books. Khajiit has not heard any other dragon crying, but Khajiit has not heard Eurissa crying since you arrived. For this, Khajiit is grateful. However, business is business, and Khajiit offers no discounts. What a troublesome cat. Khajiit became like this because of that cat's thoughtless play. Khajiit sells things because Khajiit likes shiny coins best when they are Khajiits. Khajiit idly wonders whether there is anyone who sells things for another reason.
ちょっと見てくれ。
快適な旅となりますよ。
あ、こんにちは。何かお困り？
Aisha was playing around, and I guess he got so big that he came to life. He can be a little arrogant, but don't hold it against him. I don't know much about them either. My mother said they're spirits of those who perished in the snow. My mother's very ill. She's frozen the inner parts of the castle and won't see anyone. I don't think she ever really wanted to see me. With my horns and tail, after all.
さてさて。よっ。しょ。こんにちは。なんか用？
Of all the paintings I've made, I love only those painted in blood. I'm painting what my dreams show me. I feel as if I'm fulfilling my mission as I move the paintbrush. It is satisfying. This is what drives me, even in its own humble way. Do you really think so? I used to be Lady Ostella's advisor, but as you can see, I no longer hold this duty. There was a man who pretended to be Chono. I don't think Lady Ostella truly believed he was real, but even so, she was seduced by his honeyed words. I tried to warn her many times, but my words never reached her. It is a sad thing. I wonder, when did this happen? A lonely child sitting under the tree. But when I blinked, I saw another child sitting next to her. It surprised me. The trees were rustling that he had no name, and the earth was rumbling that he had no heartbeat. The two children were unconcerned, playing together as the fastest of friends. It was such a warm scene, like a smile of the coming down. But a black owl was gazing down on them. Its eyes glowed suspiciously, and this made me feel terribly uneasy. I knew then that there was tragedy ahead. Oh, I don't think you still need anyone to teach you anymore. But fine. So, what do you want to know? Love sprouts out of the free will, but as soon as one tries to force it, it withers and dies. When we become aware of divinity that lies within us and that it is shared by all that is, we can become one with our own star. Fire scorches everything, holy and unholy. Both are reduced to ashes. Everything is purified and turns into love. We must consume ourselves in the fire of our own, for one who baths in fire is the essence of divinity. It behaves like a splinter of the person, but it is not that. True, once it was there, but no longer. It is merely an echo of the past that was never experienced. Dawn will never come for those blinded by radiance, for it is not a guiding light, merely a coffin for the cowardly. The winds of kind scatter their seeds across the world. Some may bloom all lonesome in the depths of the deep sea, and some may bloom in the company in a garden of flowers. There is not merely one flower. Countless of them will bloom and divide orbits into infinite truths. And while each may seem solitary, their roots are joined within the soul. The worlding of the words is as divided as they are, but the core is shared among them. Paint with blood. Blood is the spirit. The child is innocence itself and a new beginning. And the world was dark as if in twilight, and the stars themselves were hiding to escape destruction, all but the blue star. In the twilight, I saw 6 chicks cannibalizing each other. The sight was gruesome and full of hatred, and this vortex was mercilessly engulfing even those close to the chicks. One bird became the ugliest of them all, singing of its vindictiveness. But in the vortex of hatred, the bird found love. I saw radiance in there. The bird, tired of flying, rested its wings on the blue star, and its feathers were burned. Its flesh was scorched and its bones were broken, all turned into ashes and loathed. I was crossing the mountains in search of the old forest. There, surrounded by the freezing mountains, I found a small altar. There, the priests offered a sacrifice to the mountains and prayed for the end of the endless winter. I don't know if their prayers were ever heard. As I stood there, stunned and freezing, a pilgrim appeared. As the pilgrim shouted, the snow stopped, the clouds cleared, and rays of the sun lit up the mountains. I looked into the pilgrim's eyes, and in them I saw reflected a golden dragon lying among the mountains. It was a beautiful dragon. I still don't know its name. Sometimes I wonder, perhaps I am not even born yet. Perhaps I'm just someone sleeping in an egg, dreaming of someone else. The worlding of the words is a moron.
さてさて。余裕余裕。さてさて。
Wimpy wimp. You are... Wimp, you're such a wimp. Want some candy? Ha, the wimp changes the subject. Roly-poly wimp. Strong words are for the wimps. Bravado is for the wimps, too. Bye-bye, wimp. Be strong. You're welcome here. Take your time. Even the most precious mementos eventually get buried in the snow here. This is why I collect as many as I can and put them in pots like these. They'll melt along with the snow if we don't find them before the spring comes. You wouldn't like that, would you? Our Lady would be sad. What a silly question to ask. That won't make you popular with anyone. Say, have you found someone you could love yet? Nah, I don't really want to listen to your sorry tale. Go tell it to the pots over there. She never knew her parents. There were rumors that she was of elven blood, and so people treated her badly. But I always listened to her stories, both the sad and the happy ones. I wish she'd talk to me again. They chose her to be the sacrifice because of the frost. She seemed happy about it, but I don't know if she truly was. It only made me sad. Don't make fun of this pot. It won't make me cry. She's a sad girl, just like her mother, always looking out for others. I don't like that. That's why I used to tell her of her mother's happy memories. She's smiling more now, but I'm still worried about her. Of course, there's no better pot in this world than me. Nothing to worry about. This old lady is always doing just fine. What do you want? Take your pick.
I am not the lord. When a cannery grows large, it can become a lord.
I'm the lord of this place. Not me. I'm fairly certain it's Mr. Wolf. It used to be Mr. Bear, but now it's Miss Worm. They're both sleeping, though. You know a lot, don't you? That place doesn't belong to anyone. Let me show you my treasure. 여유.
Dag up all the silgims, hurry! We're digging for silgims. This here Singry well, and he put wood 1-1. That's what we call the etches when we put them into pots. Silgims here have a different resonance than the others. They sound very pleasing. For now, but we have to be careful. If we put too many silgims in one pot, their song grows too large and it may break the pot. Here, freshly dug silgim.
These hot springs are so comfortable. What do you think? Yes, the scent of the hot springs here is exceptional. The longer I stay here, the more nostalgic its smell seems. Don't worry. I'm tough, so it's not a problem if my color changes. Then let's get comfortable.
This place is dreadfully cold. What are you doing here? So you think I'm suspicious? Can't say I blame you. I'd love to, but I'm sorry. I don't have it anymore. A strange Kejit took it from me. Maybe you could get it from him. Oh, please. I'm far too old to frolic around like a child. And anyway, I don't much like being scratched by cats. Wolf, that's my name.
Welcome to my tavern. Is that so? An old man who used to live here passed it to me. I'm very proud of this place. I don't have many customers, but... He said it was getting too cold, so he took a ship to the southern continent. I heard it's much warmer and less dangerous there. I'd like to go there once. I don't know if it's true, but I heard this land belonged to the elves once, and that it wasn't so very cold back then. Please eat lots.
さてさて。どう攻めよっか。余裕余裕。
This is no place for children. Return to your home. A custom-made armor. It will take me a few more centuries to complete it. If you're still alive then, come and I'll show it to you. Yes, I have. My client must be long dead by now. I took the job and I'm gonna finish it. It's just how I am. I won't let anyone say I don't finish what I start. It's cold. That's all I can tell you. If you don't want to catch a cold, child, you should dress more warmly. You mean the young lady with a tail? She's a good person. Lady Ostella should have been kinder to her. Huh, all right then.
Welcome, little one. Old Nigel watches over the forest and makes sure the ice trees don't grow in it. It is his job to protect Lady Ostella's garden. Go to the frozen cave to the north and you will see them. These things disguise themselves as trees, tricking the soul to let them grow. If we leave them unchecked, this place will become uninhabitable. They must be thinned daily. No, we can't do that. Ice trees would thaw and take root deep in the soil, and the land would freeze over. We only need to shatter them. Frost Electronics will take care of the rest. This is Lady Ostella's temporary residence. She is not allowed to leave until a certain date. Now as you heard, she is Lady Ostella's daughter. She used to come here and play when she was a child. Nachu hopes she is well. Come back anytime. You're always welcome at Old Natty's place.
どう攻めよっか。 よーし。
Khajiit might have a key. This key might be sold for 1,000 septums. If this were true, Aisha would not hear of it because Khajiit does not like what would happen to Khajiit. Khajiit appreciates your wise and prudent decision to give many, many shiny coins to Khajiit. Oh, and here is the key. Khajiit hears of an ice monster there. Once a servant, now a twisted monstrosity. Khajiit stays clear of them.
また今度。
じゃあね。あら、またお会いしたわね。Understood. What sort of power do you desire? Let Kind's breath become a wind at your back. 光栄だったわ。ありがとう。
いた。やっせっやっしょ。
私の暗黒を妨げる者は誰だ。死者を恐れる。
いた。それ。せい。
まさか私の安息を妨げる者は
me, I see nothing but darkness choking her future. I could never love her as she was. Every time I looked at her, I grew more agonizingly aware of the mistake I had made. Mommy, tell me. I want to hear you say it just once. Yes. Thank you, Mother. Estella has finally received.
今の何？
おっといたどこに
死んでしまえ。
それ
You
糸。
刀と思ったら大間違いよ。よい。置かないわ。覚悟はできてるわ。いらっしゃい。
So my mother was thinking of me all along. Thank you so much. This is the first time I felt such warmth. I think maybe this was for the best. She always wanted to return to her place with Kain. She couldn't before because she worried about me, but now I can take care of myself. I've become strong. I'm fine. More than ever. My heart feels warm now.
またね。
That girl seems more alive than ever before. Thank you.
良い狩りを。
何か用か。じゃあな。
You have a pretty good nose to find this one here, no? Well, you may as well look at Khajiit's treasure. It twinkles beautifully, no? Khajiit calls it Twinkle Star. It is this one's biggest treasure. Khajiit does not know what it is. He only knows that it twinkles. You do not feel nice when you look at it. When Khajiit looks at it, he can vaguely remember his life. Snowman piles of gold and a name, but that is all he can remember for now. You've seen that statue in the garden, yes. It was hidden at its feet, so Khajiit took it. No, that would be bad, truly bad. Khajiit found it, so it is only natural that it now belongs to Khajiit. Snowman Widgers may be Khajiit, but this one does not know who the other one is supposed to be. He believes it might be a child. Khajiit probably promised something to it. It was a precious promise, but Khajiit cannot remember. It is just something Khajiit likes to do, yes. It twinkles and it is beautiful. When this one piles gold coins, he feels good, as if all is forgiven. This is why Khajiit gathers gold. He will keep gathering it until the day it reaches Aetheris. Forever. Khajiit is scared of the round egg. Perhaps he died because of it. Surely, he must have choked on a boiled egg. Roly-poly, miserable end. Cacta. Who was laughing? Oh. Khajiit is getting a headache thinking of this egg. Nay. Khajiit does not care for it. Let bygones be bygones. Khajiit is the cat you see before you now, yes. It was the old Khajiit who wished to come to this land. He probably honored a promise. So this one is content, truly. Do not worry. Khajiit is alright. Perhaps the bell tower, yes. It is closed because of ghosts, but this one has the key. How about it? Will you take it? It costs only 100 gold coins if you buy it now. An affordable price, no? Khajiit's treasures are very good. No fifth. It is simply a bell tower. There is a huge bell, of course, but no shiny valuable items. There were no ghosts when Khajiit went exploring. Perhaps this one scared them off. Good. Here, take it. A new adventure is waiting for you, yes.
お手並み拝見だ。
命をもらうわ。それだけ？ただじゃおかないわ。大した腕じゃないわね。勝てると思ったら大間違いよ。降参するなら今のうちよ。やってみなさい。 か言う。あ？
集中しなきゃ。
できてる？必要があれば殺すわ。
そろそろ終わりますね。ありがとうございました。